Good morning, everybody. So with today's video, top 10 summer cheapy designers for 2025. I have to say designers because people can say, hey, where are the clones? There's none in this video. Let's just get into the list, all right? So first one is gonna be Lacoste L1212 Rolling Garros Blanc. This actually made my best summer designers, and this is a great scent. It's not gonna break the bank. This is limited edition as well. It's on Fragrance Net for about $50 Canadian, which may not be considered a cheapie, but when you convert that to USD, it's like $35 to $38 USD. I think it's great bang for the buck because this was one of the best blind buys of last year. This is just green, it is aromatic, it is very energizing because you're gonna get a lot of finger lime. There's gonna be parsley along with eucalyptus. I am not a fan of eucalyptus, as I said many times, but in this, it is done quite nicely. The parsley is different. See, when I filmed the designer one, I said it was mint, then I had to correct myself because it is parsley. But you get a boatload of finger lime. As well, you're gonna get clay sage and sage to add a little bit more greenery to it. You're gonna get some clay, as in, you know, what you mold. And as well, I think there's like some sort of woods. I forget what it is. Cedar and vetiver. I just looked at my notes. But it's just green, fresh, energizing. That is just fantastic. This is a feel-good fragrance. Next one actually came out, I believe, in 2017, and I've been wearing it all week long because I'm going to review this one. Either it's going to be a solo one or with Rush, but it's a brand that I just started looking into. Mandarina Duck. That's a cheapy brand, but let's travel to Miami. This is a pretty solid fragrance. It's fresh, it's clean, it's aromatic. You're gonna get a lot of violet. It does add this powdery undertone, so it's not like your cocaine powder. I was gonna do that joke with this one here anyways. Listen, my jokes are bad. At least I know they're bad, okay? I'm cringe, I own it, I know about it. Some influencers, they don't know they're cringe. They think they're cool. It's like, I'm not cool, I'm just cringe, and I'm okay with it. But there's also gonna be lavender, nutmeg. There is bitter orange. I feel like it's a different type of citrus because the citrus in this, if bitter orange is supposed to be bitter, like I'm sure that the taste may be, but if it's like a bitter smell, I don't get that at all. There's gonna be leather and amberwood. I don't get the leather, but I do get a little bit of like an ambery feel. Mostly it's gonna be like citrus, lavender, and gonna be that violet. I almost forgot there. But like the base itself is like maybe like an ambery woods. No leather at all. It's a feel-good fragrance. It's like, you know, the name itself, let's travel to Miami. When I'm thinking of Miami, besides, you know, the cocaine joke, I just think of like tropical. I'm thinking of like maybe pineapple, maybe some bananas, something, maybe watermelon. You know, that there is tropical. This, you know, the fragrance itself is not tropical. It's not. It does smell good, and it also does feel good when you wear it. Next one is a cheapie depending on where you get it. It comes and goes, and you could probably get this at Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx, and the other sorts of stores for a better deal because one of these fragrances here online is not exactly cheap, but like at some of those stores that I just mentioned, cheap. But this one here, look into it if you can. Burberry's Mr. Burberry Indigo. This is a great fragrance. Very fresh. It's green, it's aromatic. You're gonna get rosemary and mint to add this herbaceous touch. The mint itself energizes it. You're gonna get violet. The violet does add a little bit of a powdery undertone. There's gonna be citruses of lemon, bergamot, and grapefruit. More green notes of sage and tea. You're gonna get a little bit of aquatics, some iso e super, and some oak moss. Overall, just green with aquatics and citrus. That's what it is. This is a feel-good scent. You could wear it to school, you could wear it to work if you want to, but for me, this is just when you're lounging on the patio with your family or your buddies having a drink at a sporting venue, you're at a pool party, at the beach, whatever. It's a feel-good, high-heat summer banger. Next one is definitely a cheapie. The brand itself, their couture, from what I've seen, like their shoes and bags, they're actually quite pricey. They are at the Holt Renfrew Boutique across the street, but their fragrances, wow, the epitome of cheapy. And this one is probably one of the more popular ones, and for a good reason, because it smells amazing. Jimmy Choo Men Ice. This is just extremely fresh. Like the ice in it kind of feels like when you're opening up a freezer and you get that cold blast of air against your hot clammy skin. That kind of feels like. But there's gonna be like musk, there is citron, you're also gonna get bergamot, apple, there's gonna be cedar, vetiver, I think there's gonna be ambroxan as well. But for me, it's just citruses with a little bit of apple, a lot of musk, and I feel like there's like a little bit of like lavender, just like hints of it. And of course, the ambroxan. The ambroxan and the musk, I'd say, are very prominent, along with the citrus. Again, just feel good, high heat. This is just a relaxing fragrance. The downfall with a lot of these fragrances from this brand is that they just don't last. You're probably gonna get about 3 to 4 hours with this one here. But for the price tag, you can just go really crazy with the applications, but it's not gonna offend anybody. And I actually go a little bit heavy with this one here as well. Next one is a very recent acquisition, and I said on camera that I'm trying to not buy anymore. This one here, I ended up buying for a bigger bottle, and I will always have this one in my collection. It's an oldie, came out in '96, so it's the oldest one in this video, but it's very nostalgic. And I'll say in a reason why it does, but Aaro Chrome. This is not going to be for everybody because there is this sharp metallic vibe to it, but I don't care. I love it. This, very nostalgic to the 90s. It's a simpler time. This is one of the best sellers for Aaro, but you're going to get lemon, bergamot, there's going to be rosemary, neroli, oak moss, cyclamen. Like there's a lot of notes. You're also going to get musk, woods, and I think there's going to be a little bit of coriander. Very, it's definitely in the air. Very fresh. It is aldehydic as well. I don't know if aldehydes is listed, but aldehydic. You do get this metallic chrome though. You know, there's no metallic notes listed, but there is definitely this metallicness in the air, and I like it. But the reason why that this is very sentimental for me is that it reminds me of my dad. My dad had this back in the day, and if you're my age, you know, I'm 48, if you're around that age, or hell, even if you're 22, your dad may have worn this. He still might be wearing this as his signature scent for the last almost 30 years. It's a top seller. I think it's one of the best sellers of all time. I might be wrong, but I could see this being like top 15 for sure. But this for me is just, it's casual, it's feel good. And a lot of the older guys who are rocking this, I'm sure that they use this as their signature scent and for the office as well. This is a great work fragrance, whether you're white collar or blue collar. Next fragrance originally was not in the video, and I was looking for like other cheapies because this was going to be like a 7 or 8, and I was like, you know what, make it a top 10. I don't like the editing, it adds extra time, but you know what, top 10 is just it just sounds better than top 8. But this one here is a limited edition. It's a yearly release from Calvin Klein. You know how they got their summer releases? But this one here, I think came out in the last 3 years, still available for a good price tag, and it smells good, just doesn't last long. CK Reflections from Calvin Klein. This is an extremely fresh fragrance. You're gonna get a lot of Ice Cube, and Ice Cube is listed twice. So they're really hammering it in that this is super fresh, because it is. You're also gonna get lemon, ginger, green tea, some woods, and musk. This is just very aromatic, fresh, musky, citrusy with a little bit of green tea. And of course, the ginger. The woods, it's been a little while since I smelled this, but I do remember it being very fresh, very aromatic, and very musky. It's actually, you know what, let's smell it now. It's actually really nice from what I remember. A little cheap, a little synthetic, I ain't gonna lie, it's Calvin Klein. But it does smell good. It's very commercial, it's mass appealing. Longevity, it's kind of shitty. You're not gonna get more than 3 hours. You might get 4, but you know, you can just reapply quite heavily. This is just very much like a lot of these fragrances in here are just feel-good summer bangers. Next one is a bit of an older fragrance, but it's actually kind of good. They did redo the bottle, so they're repackaging a lot of the bottles. Hugo Boss, I don't know why they're doing that, so it's not one of their Hugo fragrances, but it's gonna be Hugo Boss Energize. So the Energize, you know, I'm gonna put the old bottle here, but it's now into like one of these shaker bottles. So very much like the Hugo line, but it's actually kind of nice. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's a a pleasant fragrance for what you're spending, like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And it's everywhere. It's online and it's pretty much at all the discounters, such as like Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. You know, I'm just repeating myself, but you know what I'm talking about. This has a lot of lemon kumquat. It's got mint, pink pepper to energize it on top of the mint, so it's already very energizing as it is. But you're also gonna get cardamom, nutmeg, so a little bit more spices. There's leather, vanilla. Okay, with the vanilla. Leather, don't get that. For me, this is just very fresh. It's green. It's aromatic, very energizing with citruses and a little bit of spices. Not a lot, but it's definitely there. Leather, vanilla, no. And there's going to be a little bit of woods. I think the wood itself is teak wood, if I'm right. You know, I might be wrong. But for me, this is just casual. This is a great scent for a young guy out there. You know, it doesn't smell like youthful. It doesn't smell old. I think that anybody could wear it. But they do marketed this one, I think, towards the younger guys out there. Some of the older guys, whether they're past or present, that review this one, said it's more of a younger guy scent. Well, listen, I'm an old man. I'm one of the old dinosaurs that's still around. It doesn't smell old. It doesn't smell young. Mind you, to be fair, I don't have the best nose. I'm not the most reliable source, okay? So I'm not like a huge influencer. Look at my numbers. They're not there. I'm a failed YouTuber who does not take this channel too seriously. As you could tell, I don't care, man. I just don't care. Wear what you want at the end of the day. This is not young, it's not old, it's ageless. Next one, I've talked about this one a lot in a lot of these types of videos, and it's pretty much everywhere you look, online, but as well those retail stores that I've mentioned. Perry Ellis Aqua. This fragrance here is kind of been there, done that, but it actually smells kind of nice. It's a little synthetic in the opening. It's Perry Ellis, I gotta be honest, but it's actually kind of nice. It's aquatic, it's sea salty. You're gonna get lime, bergamot, there's lavender, coriander, and I'm not sure if it's woods or if it's driftwood. Whatever it is, it's very aquatic. So it's a little blue, sea salty. Oh, musky. I don't know if musk is listed as a note, but you do get this musky nuance with lime. Lime, lavender, aquatics, musk, and maybe a little bit of like driftwood-ish. You know, it's just a high heat summer banger. It's casual. Yes, you could wear it to work if you want to. Longevity, you're gonna get about 3 to 5 hours tops. Just reapply as the day goes by. This for me kind of reminds me of the beach. It kind of has that vibe. When you're exiting a saltwater body of water and you're just letting the sun dry off. You get that salty, musky nuance. That is with this, with lavender and lime. Next fragrance is most certainly gonna add that pep to your step. If you don't like the heat, this is gonna help you deal with the heat. It got a lot of mention back in the day, and it still does. I think it came out in 2018, 2019. I'm not exactly sure, but who the hell cares? Because this fragrance here, fantastic. Aaro Chrome Aqua. This is not exactly an aquatic type of fragrance. It's very green though, so you're gonna get a lot of mint and basil. But there are some oceanic notes, a little bit, not a lot, but there's also gonna be some like lemon, green apple. I think cypress is listed as a note, and I forget the other one. Vetiver, I just checked, I cheated, I know. But what it pretty much is, it's fresh, it's green, it's fruity, it's citrusy, a lot of mint with a little bit of basil. It's more mint than basil. Definitely a lot of citrus with a little bit of woods, and of course that fruity apple. The aquatics, it's more in the background than anything. It's not like a tidal wave. It's more of like just like a calm water. You can wear it to school, you can wear it to work, but it's most certainly a casual kind of vibe. And last but not least, depending on where you get this one here, get it at Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington Coat Factory, because it's going to be way cheaper than if you get it online. Because I think online it goes for like 60, 70 bucks. This is gonna be about $40 Canadian if you travel to the States. You know, like I got mine in Puerto Rico. I bought like 3 bottles from the brand. So they're different ones, but this is probably also the most elegant one from this entire list. Banana Republic Linen Vetiver. This is one of the best purchases this year. I've never smelled this, but the quality in this. And I think that this got a lot of mention back in the day. This entire lineup, from what you spent, I think the only one that I had was the cherry one. At the time, I got rid of it. But I got the pomegranate one, and I forget the other one. This though, I wish that I got like a few more bottles from this line, because they, again, depending on where you get it, they're super cheap. This is clean, it's fresh. Yes, you get this earthy vetiver, but it's not like super earthy. It is a little there, but it's, oh my God, is this good. Right now, it kind of reminds me of Tom Ford Gray Vetiver a little bit, because they're both clean. You do get that vetiver, but there is this aromatic cleanliness about it. There's also going to be bergamot, petitgrain, cardamom, iris. The iris is there a little bit, adds just a smidge of a powdery undertone. There's hindsight. Maybe it's the hindsight that adds this extra cleanliness to it. Hindsight is not in Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. It's not. But a lot of these fragrances that do have hindsight, from what I remember, is that it adds this cleanly floral aspect. It's not super floral. So guys, I gotta state that. It's not that, but it's just clean, it's fresh. You do get the citruses, you get some greenery to it. Definitely that earthy vetiver, but it's not like earthy. It's not like an Aaro Noir from Lelic. It's definitely not that. Not even like the Aaro Noir Sport, but definitely the most classiest and most certainly the most masculine. I gotta definitely state that. I was just looking around. This is actually pretty masculine as well compared to all the other ones, but this here is like a gentleman type of masculine. Casual, whether it's like white t-shirt and jeans, you could rock this preppy all the way to a suit and tie. This for me is a great all-around versatile fragrance. If you're looking for that one fragrance from this video, it's this. And guys, I gotta finish it here because the battery's starting to flash, so top 10 summer cheapies for 2025. Any reviews that I've done on these fragrances, and I have not talked about all of them. I haven't talked about these two, and I am in the works of doing this one here. Again, whether it's solo or with Rush, I'm not sure. They will all be down in the description box below. If you like this very video, please drop me one of these. What videos to watch next? Well, why don't you check out here or here for yours prior. So I thank you for my time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.